He's an ever-present for Gibraltar at the PDC World Cup of Darts. He's dynamite. He's Dyson Parody.
Suavecito para abajo, para abajo, para abajo. Suavecito para arriba, para arriba, para arriba. ¡Bomba! Sensual, un movimiento sensual. Sensual, un movimiento muy sexy. Sexy, un movimiento muy sexy. Sexy. Ya que se viene solo con este baile que suena. Para bailar eso suena. Para gozar eso suena.
We now introduce a man making his second Euro Tour appearance, who has represented Norway at the World Cup of Darts. He's the Nordic and Baltic qualifier. He is the Sheriff, Dekker.
Well, the action continues here at the Gibraltar Darts Trophy with our first Gibraltarian player. And who else but Dyson Parody. Now, 3 years ago, in the 2016 version of the Gibraltar Darts Trophy, Dyson Parody made it all the way to the quarter-finals. He beat Dirk van Dijvenbode, he knocked out Jelle Klaassen, and he missed match darts to beat Michael van Gerwen in one of the most explosive encounters in the history of the European Tour. Dyson covered more ground than N'Golo Kante during that match. He was running around the stage like a madman, for which he was subsequently fined. However, it was still a watershed moment in the history of this tournament. It showed us that the Gibraltarian players are not here as mere cannon fodder, and you could argue that we've got the strongest lineup ever from the host nation qualifiers at this year's Gibraltar Darts Trophy.
First leg is Dyson to throw first. Game on.
Not only do we have Dyson Parody and Anthony Lopez, who are pretty much the top two players from Gibraltar, have been for the last few years. We've got a youngster, Justin Hewitt, who'll be making his Euro Tour debut after some very impressive displays at the Junior Darts Corporation World Championship this week. Now, Dyson takes on Dekker. Rob Malarkey's alongside me for this one.
Yeah, Dekker, a man who made his European Tour debut fairly recently. That was in Vienna at the Austrian Darts Championship at the end of August. He was beaten in the first round by Dietmar Berger.
108!
And there we see the first casual stroll of Dyson Parody towards the fringes of the stage after that 180.
Quite reserved for Dyson, to be honest.
So he's had experience this year of playing a host nation qualifier in Austria, and now he's got another experience of that in Gibraltar against Dyson Parody.
58.
These two have locked horns before, by the way, on a big stage. It was at the World Cup a few years ago. Parody and Manuel Valerio, remember him, came up against Dekker and Robert Wagner in a World Cup match. That was actually in 2016. Norway won that match 5-2.
Yeah, wins at the World Cup of Darts have been few and far between for Gibraltar.
70.
Although this year's defeat by Japan was put into context slightly by the fact that Japan went on to make the semi-finals, of course. So looking back, that 5-4 defeat in the first round was a fairly
140.
creditable performance.
That's 110.
Now then, we've already seen a 180 from Dyson. Haven't seen a lot else around it. Bullseye or treble 18.
52. Koyuguar 62.
Follow it with the second, or the third dart rather, into the bull, but he will get 2 darts if Core messes up. 44 left. Double 16.
46. Dyson Uruguay 58.
giant of a man called Dekker.
Yeah,
But
on the
it's
first
Parody.
leg, Dyson Parody.
Who is off the mark.
Second leg, it's Cord to throw first.
And just a
Game on.
little indication of what might be to come this afternoon for the Gibraltar crowd.
Yes, one of these men may be called Core, but the other one is the one to be making all the exclamations in this contest.
122.
Winner of this faces Peter Snakebite Wright, another shy and reserved character.
Parody came through the local host nation qualifiers last night. Dekker has had around about a month or so to get ready for this tournament. The qualifying for this one, the Nordic and Baltic qualifier, took place in Iceland on the weekend of the 24th of August. So just a week or so before he travelled to Vienna for the Austrian Darts Championship. And it was in that qualifying programme for Gibraltar that he actually
45.
produced his highest registered average of 92.5.
Well, Dyson does have that capability to chuck in
99.
a high 90s average, but it's the consistency that he's lacked. I mean, look, last year he didn't even qualify for this, largely because he was pitted against
30.
Anthony Lopez in the deciding game.
40.
Those two have been fighting it out for some time in Gibraltar for the supremacy on the rock.
Were they not seeded, those qualifiers?
I can't remember how. I think Anthony Lopez may not have been seeded because he hadn't played enough league events. I think that may have been how it worked. And here we see it's a solid enough 17 darts leg to start.
100.
But Dyson
40.
has got it all on to equal that in this leg. He may not even get the chance.
35.
Well, it could have been a 13 darter. It may well be a 16 or 17 darter actually, but Parody still well adrift here.
19s.
No,
he gets the maths right.
You require 5.
No core, 1 for double 2. It's the easy bit done. Plenty of room to the left.
Yeah, shot the second leg.
Straight over the top.
Dekker. Third leg, it's Dyson to throw first. Game on.
5 qualifying matches he had to play to come through Dekker, including the
140.
2 of the usual suspects that we've seen on the Euro Tour. Dennis Nielsen in round 2 and also Daniel Larsson in the final round of qualifying. 6-5 in that decider.
83.
Local training has started behind us, so we do apologise if any of that filters over.
That's all right. You'll get aeroplanes,
43.
and shopping trolleys, all sorts of stuff. It's the Gibraltar Darts Trophy, one of the most idiosyncratic Euro Tour events.
And one of the most sun-kissed as well.
96. $45.
Talking of Nordic and Baltic qualifiers, by the way, the qualifier for the first Euro event of 2020 is next month. They don't hang around.
No.
They like to get
85.
organised
Yeah, they do.
in Scandinavia.
I mean, presumably they do it. If they left it any later, they might be snowbound, so won't be able to. Maybe everything shuts down for 3 months.
80.
Nobody will be able to get to any of the venues to play the qualifier. Still don't know what the qualification system is going to look like for next year's European Tour. That has been discussed. I understand there have been high-level
100.
meetings between big wigs.
Well, it can't be
going
that
on.
high level if you weren't there, Dan.
Well, I think that illustrates just how high level they were, Rob.
100. Goyu 137.
Taking place in Munich, discussing what the Eurotour is going to look like. We've already got most of the venues confirmed, as Dekker wants treble 19 for double 10. Oh, he's gone treble 15. Lovely for double 16. What's he check out?
Core Dekker. Fourth leg is Core to throw first.
Well, that certainly rivals the 160 we
Game
saw
on.
earlier today.
It's not the conventional
From
route for that. Not the conventional route for that, because if it hit the single 15, he would have had to use an extra dart potentially to get down to a double, but he felt it had to go
140.
right then. His best chance was 45-32. Went at it with conviction. Got the break of throw.
45.
I spoke to Dekker briefly at the hotel one morning in Austria following his elimination, and he was quite philosophical in defeat, and he was certainly looking forward to putting a few things right. He felt he didn't really do himself any favours in that defeat in his opening match, and I think he's got the perfect opportunity to do that here without being too disrespectful to Dyson Parody. He could certainly have had a tougher assignment in his opening match.
100.
Well, I think there are certain players that you definitely wanted to avoid in the first round of this. Justin Pipe would have been one of them, the way that he's playing.
95.
Ryan Joyce, the way he's playing, would definitely be one of them. 100 average from Ryan Joyce.
Keegan Brown's another.
Yeah, definitely. But I tell you what, Dyson Parody he's one of those that, you know, if he turns up and it clicks, you don't want to get in his way, because, as I say, he very nearly beat Michael Van Gerwen. Van Gerwen, when he beat Dyson, survived match darts, only dropped 2 more legs in the semi and the final that year as he went on and took the title. It could have been so, so different. Now, he's not going to go tops here. He'll go treble 1, which is... Now, he probably looks at 45 again, I'm guessing.
Wow.
54.
He
Okay.
likes that portion of the board on the evidence of what we've seen so far. It was a bizarre sequence in those quarterfinals. All 4 quarterfinals in 2016, including Van Gerwen Parody, 6-5, and the 2 semi-finals were 6-0. Anyway, Dekker looking at double 16.
Dekker. But leg is Dyson to throw first. Game on.
Well, Dyson, at the minute, he's just not playing well enough. It's a mid-80s average. But he's only been allowed 1 dart at double compared to the 8 that Dekker has had, because he has just had a little bit too much for him. Admittedly, that 137 checkout to break is an absolutely monstrous moment. But Dyson needs to impose himself in this game.
125.
You see his demeanour on stage. He runs around, he shouts, he bellows, but he's not had anything to shout about for a little while.
125.
Not that I think 9-foot tall Dekker is going to be intimidated by it, but it's more about bringing the best out of Dyson.
85.
Well, Dekker's had to take a week off work, a week away from the day job or so, to feature in this tournament, and he won't want to go home at the earliest opportunity. He wants to
123.
get over this particular hurdle. Whether he can see off Peter Wright if he gets the opportunity remains to be seen, but this will certainly help cover the loss in earnings that he's had this week. He works in a warehouse in his homeland.
It'd be handy. I assume he can get stuff
He doesn't
on
need
and off
a
the top
forklift,
shelf.
no,
Yeah, exactly.
That's why he's there.
59. Dyson, you require 131.
No, it's more in the logistics rather than the shifting and moving.
No, Dyson. Well, he wasn't looking there.
91. You require 60.
Looking at the 14s.
Yeah,
to
he
try
left
and
himself
leave.
74, didn't
Yeah.
he? So it went a bit awry for him, and he may not get another opportunity to tidy things up, because Dekker's looking at tops. And Dekker breaks again for a 4-1 lead.
To throw first.
Waggle of the finger from the Sheriff. He liked that one. Dekker, I know his darts stick up, but there are very, very few players who you can genuinely say it's almost impossible for him to throw a blocker dart at double top, because he's just so massive.
100.
He's absolutely annoying. You can see him there. He's actually throwing either level or down into double top. So it's going to be a very, very tricky dart for him to block any of that bed.
And when he's going for double 3, it's like throwing from a tree for a normal tree.
Yeah. And you might have to throw it through some cloud.
None of those here, Dan.
No, very, very few.
93.
Well, he's outscored Dyson. You can see from the first 9 average there, and that means that 5 legs into this, Dyson Parody still has only had 1 dart at double, and that came in the very first leg. We've had 4 legs here. Dyson has not even had a dart at the outer ring, or even the bullseye.
140.
This is a decent scoring leg from him, but again, it's only 3 points in it, because Dekker has at least matched him in the scoring stakes, and he continues to find trebles. And again,
34.
really good stuff from Dekker.
Yeah, it's consistent as well, and he seems to be coming up with the big numbers and the right numbers at the right time as well. Just when it looks as though Dyson's been given a glimmer of hope or something to work with, Dekker comes up with a response. He's just about found the 17 there. He's looking at double 16 again for a 5-1 lead.
35. That's new
He'll
157.
be hopeful of returning unless Parody can take out this 157, and he won't take out the 157.
39. Score you require 32.
Well, for 5-1. Oh, now that is a block of dart, surely.
If he stands on tiptoes, he could just elevate it down.
16.
Tell you what, it
That's
wasn't a
new
bad
require
effort.
118.
It was a little bit skewed in the end, but yeah, you're right, it found a way through, and there was a slight deflection, I think. Double 19.
80.
Finally gets a dart at
16.
a double Dyson Parody, but it's only one at double 19, and you need to fashion better opportunities than that. Or maybe you don't.
No score.
Maybe you
That's new
don't.
require 38.
Well, this is a potential gift for Dyson Parody.
Yeah,
He's
it's
gone
on the
straight
six
for it,
leg.
and he's
Dyson
found it as
Parody.
well. And that just gets
7 leg is
Parody
Dyson to
interested
throw
once again.
first.
Certainly gets the crowd going once again as well. They
More,
found their voice.
more a celebration out of relief and maybe a touch of embarrassment there for Dyson Parody.
Have we gone all eco-friendly? with
Apparently
the,
so. Nicholson was saying that this is a save the fish
80.
manoeuvre.
A plastic-free weekend on stage.
$140.
Well, Dyson has survived 7 darts there from Dekker that would have put him 5-1 up.
80.
Is it a sign that the game is about to change, or is it just a minor blip in the Norwegians' procession to a first ever Euro Tour victory in a meeting with Peter Snake by right?
140.
Well, apart from that fabled run to the last 8 in 2016, on only one other occasion has Parody won a first-round match at this tournament. And that's
135.
against a fellow Gibraltarian, Henry Zapata, in 2014. 6-0 the score in that one as well. Gary Anderson did for him in round 2. that year.
83.
Andy Hamilton beat him in the first round in 2013. And then it was Magnus Carris who overcame him 6-1 in his first round match here 2 years ago.
60.
On his way to
Score you
semi-finals,
138.
Magnus Carris.
Yeah, we do have stories in Gibraltar. As you mentioned or alluded to at the very start of the programme, careers have changed and we've had big runs
78.
here as well
That's
from
new
unlikely sources.
146.
Stories in the making in Gibraltar.
Oh, look at the celebration if this goes.
140.
He was winding up for it.
Score you require
But
60.
Core has left himself 60, 20 for tops. Don't expect this to block the bed. Staying where he is. Goes
Yeah,
straight
it's
over the
over.
top of it.
Corner.
And again, the Sheriff's
Yeah,
finger
he's called
points
to throw
towards a
first.
5-2 lead.
Game
Yeah,
on.
great response that from Dekker because his finishing went awry in the previous leg as things just opened up for Parody, but that's exactly what he needed there. A first take of that double 20, did not want to be hanging around.
Oh, look at that. I mean,
If you
Dyson.
ignore the last leg, it's not too
100.
bad.
Yeah, but, you know, 3 darts missed in the second leg. He's missing them in clutches, isn't he?
100.
7 darts missed in that 6th leg and lost the leg. There's 10 of them. But he's just had so many more opportunities because he has been by far the better scorer in this game.
59.
We nearly saw an incredible come from behind victory from Darren Webster early on this afternoon.
180.
That's what they came to see. Fire from Parody.
Oh yeah, give it some back, go on. Go on, Cole.
140.
Yes.
80.
Well, the bounce out hurts him a little. Again, it leaves him one of those big combination finishes. He's had a look at a few of these, but he's not really. Only once has he threatened.
129.
Dekker picks up a couple of big trebles. And this is not going to go, and Dekker has got a chance to close this game out 6-2 and end the Gibraltarians' hopes in the very first round once again.
Topsy once for a 6-2 win.
33.
And that was nearer the edge of the board than it was with double 20 then.
Ball for double 16. Oh, he's gone 14s.
And he's got it.
Gets
Yeah.
it.
And he's got trumps as well.
Dyson Parody.
That's more like it, Dyson Parody. It's another break.
Ninth leg, it's Dyson to throw first.
Hoover, Hoover, Hoover. The chants here at the Victoria Stadium.
$55.
But you're expecting Dekker to be leaving himself on a finish around about 100 or below after 12 darts. He's tended to do that in this game. And so if Dyson has one leg off on the scoring, then the Sheriff could get a whole bunch of match darts. And he's not really looked shaky. He's had 2 legs where he's messed around on the doubles. But most of the other times he's pinned it with very little bother.
$140.
Again, the scoring, it's just a bit too much for Dyson today. This is better. Fill it up.
140.
Well, after that shaky 55, he's just recovered a bit of momentum in this leg.
$60.
Trailed 4-1. If Parody can get back to within one leg of Dekker, then I think we might be in for a grandstand finish in this leg. In this match.
58.
Once again, it's a big combination finish. Dekker. 3 straight ones gets him to a combo finish himself. 1 treble makes it makeable.
60.
Oh, now.
Dyson Uruguay, 140.
That is a minor slip.
This doesn't help.
54. Uruguay, 156.
2 treble 20s leaves double 18. He's not going to do that.
100.
But he does
Dyson
leave
Uruguay,
himself 56,
94.
and there'll be 2 more match darts incoming unless Dyson Parody can pin the 94. Does he go double-double? No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
46. Uruguay,
that was the time to do it.
56.
Especially with Dekker sitting and waiting on 56. And he's now looking at double 18. And he's now looking at double 9. That was a very nervy dart, and so too was that. That was a good inch inside the wire on both occasions.
I'm just baffled as to why he left double 18. Looked very solid on tops all game. But that is very solid on tops, and Dyson Parody is back.
It's called to throw first. Game on.
Back-to-back legs for Dyson Parody for the first time in this match. And he's still alive and kicking in this one.
If he makes it 3 on the spin, Dyson Parody becomes the favourite for this
100.
game. We evidently saw nerves from Vessel Nyman to kick off the day when he missed a whole load of match darts to get his first win on the Euro Tour before finally dragging himself over the line. Is Dekker suffering from similar nerves? All 9'8" of him.
57.
If he does get nervous and start shaking, he could damage the foundations of this building.
Ooh, needs to tidy this up.
31.
Needs to apply some pressure sooner or later here, Dyson Parody. Dekker really struggling for the trebles out over the last
93.
3 legs now or so.
76.
Wild misses from Dyson Parody in this. Have been ones slap bang into the middle of the 5 segment. You saw a 5 and a 1 there. Just releases the pressure. Oh, and 26 is music to Dyson's ears.
Needed that treble 20 to get himself down to a big finish. Parody steps in. And gets down to a finish first on the Dekker throw.
Oh, great response to the 26.
Yeah,
leaves himself 91. Another. Oh,
could you imagine the scenes and the reaction had that found its way through?
For you by 91.
For the double 19. As it is, Dekker looking at 91. He's just the wrong side of the wire.
82 should go treble 14, but he might look at the bull. Where's he gone? 14s, but he's not hit it. And Dyson Parody, this is his chance. He looked second best for so much of this game, but he is 1 dart away potentially from becoming the favourite.
Some can barely watch.
Yeah, it's on top there. Dyson Parody.
You can look now because Dyson Parody has hauled himself level. And he takes a moment to seek the acclaim of the crowd. And having trailed 5-2, we are going all the way into a decider.
11th and final leg. It's Dyson to throw first.
Well, he clearly has the momentum behind him.
Dyson Parody.
Dekker doesn't even know who's starting first here as well.
Well, his head has gone. Yes, it was a decent leg in the 8th leg from Dyson, but Dekker still got a match dart. He missed 2 in the leg after that. He did not get a dart to win the previous leg on his own throw.
He looks absolutely shell-shocked here as well.
100.
He looks very flustered as well, Dekker. And Sun 40 is backed up by a ton. And Parody really does have reason to believe now. He is in great shape here, in a great position. Just a reminder of some etiquette there as well on the way past.
Kirk Bevins is not going to stand for any of Dyson's antics.
108.
Dekker puts in his first maximum of this contest, just to remind Dyson that this game is not won yet.
100.
Parody's the favourite though. How much of a favourite, I'm not entirely sure.
Wow. 137.
Well, he looked like he'd gone to pieces, Dekker, but he's given himself a chance if Parody misses. 12 segment. Bull.
56.
Dynamite Dyson Parody
84.
misses a match dart. Is that the only chance he gets?
Well, the way Dekker has been flustered of late and the way he's been finishing in the main throughout this match, you suspect Parody may well get another opportunity. But 2 darts at double 12 for Dekker for a place in round 2. He's looking at double 6 instead. And Parody will return. And that just about sums up Dekker's afternoon so far.
25.
Missed opportunities. And it's over to Dyson Parody.
And that's all he needs! Dyson Parody, second best for so much of this game, but the finishing digs him out of a hole. The Gibraltarian is through to the second round, and the quarter-finalists from 2016 can take on Peter Snakebite Wright in round 2. Dyson, congratulations. Probably not how you planned it to go, but you got the win.
No, I didn't plan this at all. I was going to win, so I've won.
3 years ago now, you had one of the most incredible runs in this tournament you've ever seen. You missed darts to beat Michael van Gerwen in the quarterfinals. Do you feel you're playing well enough to emulate that this week?
I'm playing really good, you know, thanks to the kids, because I've been playing with him for the last four months, and I'm hungry for the game again. You know, I really want to.
Peter Snakebite Wright tomorrow. This is what this is all about. You've been playing darts for years. It's about a chance to prove yourself on big stages against the best players in the world. This is what this is about for you, isn't it?
Peter who?
We'll find out tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Dynamite Dyson Parody. He will take on Peter Snakebite Wright tomorrow.